Alright, hopefully I go live in a second. I'm just getting the microphone sort of optimum space from where I am so I can get the keyboard properly and everything and it won't be in the way. So bear with me a second. Probably overthinking this now. That's probably quite a good position for the microphone. I'll just see, you can tell me in the things in a second if it is too loud, too quiet or whatever. So let me get this up so I can actually read the comments on my phone. Ah, right, that's good. Right, thank you, Rajiv. Like I said, because it's on. The problem is even on different applications. If I have the mic in exactly the same space, I found on some programs or whatever, depending on how much they amplify or don't amplify your voice gain, I have to mess about with the distance and the voice, like gain, sort of knob on the microphone itself. Whereas, like I said, in some things like OBS, I have a lot of more control over it, but in other bits I don't. So since I last did the stream, was that where I got to basically day 3 as Ellie on the last stream? Oh yeah, I watched it this morning, Rajiv. I went on the site of ill repute, yar har fiddly dee, and got a HD rip of it this morning, and yeah. So I'm day 1 as Abby now, partway through it, where I'm basically going to find Owen at the aquarium. That's where I've got to, story-wise. Yar. Not that I wouldn't support the makers of that show, but it's not like I can even pay to watch it at the moment, because I don't have Sky or any of that shit. If series like that did a thing where you could just get a digital download, like you could buy an advanced digital download of the entire series and then stream the episodes, the instant they came out, I wouldn't mind it. But the problem is because you have to, like essentially be on the right TV channel to watch it, I don't bother until after they come out. You subbed to me but haven't seen my channel before. It wasn't when I was hacked, was it? Because at one point I was hacked and I had to get my channel back from YouTube because it got turned into some like crypto scam crap. But this channel was normally sometimes me playing games, but a lot of times just like I'm kind of phasing through the ground there. Look, but yeah, this channel is primarily just like gas masks, gold milk, that kind of stuff. Well, Mortal Kombat. I could see if I can soar that later on, Roger. Yeah, I made sure Rajiv was one of the first upgrades I did as Abby to put the scope on this, because now I can fine-tune aim with keyboard mouse. Having one-shot kills with this rifle is very, very nice. Right, I actually, hang on a second, when I deal with this Madden Front woman, let me know. A bit of fucking ear off like Mike Tyson. Bonk. Yes, I'm British, as in English. Yep. Alright, Rich. Okay, so the gun she had is a Sega 12. Not Sega, sorry. A Vepr 12. So the Vepr is like a Russian series of AK kind of family guns. It's, I think, one of the arms factories. And, so not even a Vepr 12, sorry. So it's the Vepr, and I assume looking at the magazine in the game, it's in 7.62 NATO or 308, 308 Winchester. Because they do that same rifle in various calibers, different size barrels and magazines and that. So you can get it in like 7.62 by 39, 7.62 by 51, 7.62 54 rimmed. No, not an SKS. So it's basically an AK family gun, but where they make it for like civilians in different calibers.
Just hold off on the Isaac talk.
So it is pretty cool.
Oh, and when's the last time you were here? Look around. Take it all in.
Is Alice out here?
She's out with Mel.
And you're
You guys
so you're
doing
Kiwi.
okay?
Yeah, no, Reggie, I'm not Australian. Although, saying that, if you were talking Snoopy, again, it's one of those things where I can't tell
She can be really
New Zealand and Australian
That's nice
accents
after
apart, even if it's really obvious to the people that live there. It's a bit like with American and Canadians, sometimes it's really hard to tell the accents apart depending on where they're from. You know, like some states and bits of Canada are really obvious, but I assume it's the people that live near Maine, you know, like southern Canada, northern America. That's where their like voices are just way too similar to me. Yeah, squeezy toy physics.
You're not painting over Max's mural.
I'm embellishing it.
Oh, you've really moved up from graffitiing Firefly tags.
Oh, did you hear another Firefly joined last month?
Ex-Firefly.
Well, she'd also heard about a regroup in Santa Barbara.
Was there any proof to go along with that rumor?
No.
How about that?
The only problem with my mic here, I might move it slightly, is where I go to drink my cup of coffee, the mic is slightly in the way now. So let's get the flexi arm, hopefully a bit. Then if I turn the gain up ever so slightly, yeah, that's a better position. It's not in the way of my arm now if I reach for my coffee. Yeah, I mean, again, saying that though, yeah, cheers, Snoopy. I've been doing this channel for over 10 years, though, and again, at certain points, like in some years, I'll get loads of subs, other times I'll barely get any. Like during COVID, because I did lots of videos on gas masks and things like that, I got a massive surge in, like, viewers and subs during COVID. Because, you know, when anything happens where people are interested in, like, respiratory protection and stuff like that, all of a sudden,
or something?
you know, my channel becomes a lot more relevant to people. Yeah, it's quite difficult with this mic, Rajiv. It's a very good microphone, but it seems to be way more sensitive than the Blue Snowball on where you position it and, you know, how much gain you put on it and stuff like that. Because a lot of the time I can be using it and stuff, and my mates complain it sounds like a really bad quality microphone.
Don't touch that.
But I was saying to some of them, I think with some programs, like with Steam's voice chat thing...
experiment?
Kinda. Some prime hooch here.
I think the problem in some things is because the mic is higher, like, frequency or whatever it is, you know, not frequency, what's the word for it, where, like, bit rate or whatever. Some programs have the problem that because they use lower bit rate, it then has to, like, step down your bit rate, which sounds worse than just a lower quality mic. Sadly, Rajiv, I don't get much money from YouTube at the moment, just simply because I think the ad rates aren't as good as they used to be. And because, what was I going to say? Like, again, if you do content that's kind of militaristic kind of stuff, militaria type stuff, that isn't YouTube advertiser friendly. So if it isn't demonetized, you don't get that much for it compared to, say, like maybe tech channels or stuff like that.
Very complicated.
I see what you're doing, and it's working. What do I do?
Okay. You see those targets?
I thankfully haven't done that yet, Snoopy, and I don't think I plan on doing that, but you know.
I win?
I haven't taken on the monthly part of YouTube creating yet.
That's one.
Proud of you. Oh, good for you. Holy shit. 5. Halfway there, Abs.
So,
Shake it off.
there's one.
2 to beat me. No pressure. like actually very proud right now. You only need one more. Don't miss. Holy shit! You did it! You got the high score!
Oh,
I've still got time left, right?
Yeah, but...
Then I'm not done.
Oh, my
where
God.
else more?
You are arrogant. I love it.
Are there any more?
Just 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I did it! First try. How you like me now?
Yeah.
I think
it's
that's
great.
happened with a lot of
Good at
YouTubers,
everything.
though, Rich. A lot of them
Shut
have a
up and put me up on
downfall
the
where they
wall.
end up turning into
I will.
monsters.
Later.
Are you scared of Mel finding out I was here?
No. She doesn't care.
So put me up on the board, Owen.
All right. Calm down. Okay, there's one last thing I want you to see. Come upstairs.
Is there any more that I
Is it
missed?
that boat captain's
like I was saying,
body?
because I don't know if you can
I
actually
saw
score
it
higher
last
than
time.
that. I don't know how many targets there were
You
in
didn't put
total.
a Santa hat on it, did you?
What? No. That would actually be kind of cool. This is even cooler. Come on.
Again, like we were saying on the stream the other day about stuff, I think it's probably that there's people that are predatory to begin with, and then once they get into a slight position of power, they start
What is
abusing
all
it.
this? Festive.
That means they're a
You
moderator.
gotta get the full effect. Have a seat. Take in that view.
I find the ocean view more impressive than the one of the decaying skyline. The law. Yeah, Rajiv's the law.
Now,
Crime
Try
is
that.
life. The sentence is death. Got fish on your mugs. If those are like those tin mugs, I really
Well.
want to get one of those like good old quality fashion
view
tin
is
mugs,
nice.
but I've never seen
Ow.
any like modern
Whatever.
ones that didn't look shit.
Philistine.
You want me to lie?
Yes, obviously. She's into this Christmas thing, and it's our 1 year, so
Yeah, judge, jury, and executioner, aren't you, Rajiv?
It's adorable.
I think you can go fuck yourself.
No, I wish someone loved me enough to make me a stocking.
You don't deserve one.
What, a stocking? Or someone who loves me?
Why are you in such a good mood?
Am I?
You should blow off training.
If you're in a big city, Snoopy, probably
I
quite
found
high.
Joel's brother.
If you're like where I live, very, very low.
He's at a settlement out in
Unless you have a
Wyoming.
domestic violent sort of incident,
How do you know that?
like anywhere in the world.
It's the
But yeah,
fireflies who served
with
him
the,
got
with the
picked up at
UK,
wall.
it's more if you're in a big city where there's a
he
lot of
quit,
kind
like,
of
a
crime,
decade ago.
especially even more so if you're
Yeah.
doing dodgy stuff yourself, you know, and then you're a
So,
target for other gangs and
Have
that.
these guys heard
Pretty
from him
high,
since?
but if you live in most places in the
It's a
UK,
lead.
pretty low because
I gotta
you
see
know
it through.
there's not really that sort of violent
But you
crime.
know that even if he is there, and you do find him, he might not know where Joel is, right?
Shagged in the UK. Oh, I wish that chance was higher, Rajiv.
Did you tell the others?
Everyone's on board. Mel included. We can leave next week.
Isaac's never gonna let that many people go off base.
He already did.
Bullshit.
Who's more about justice than Isaac? He knows what Joel's done. Hey. We're doing this together, right?
Yeah, I suppose it's not as bad as Australia, is it? Where everything's poisonous that will bite you in the bum or whatever when you're using the toilet. That's the music here, Rajiv, that when it plays in a certain way, like that motif, is the one that definitely reminds me of that track from Blasphemous. I'll have to link you after the stream to the actual track I'm thinking of. I think it's called Longing, if I remember, from the soundtrack. But yeah, they used a bit of it in episode 1 of current series. That's the track that definitely reminds me of Mercy Dreams from Blasphemous.
They are nested with sin. Free them.
Oh,
They may
Pinky, look.
know
With a bit of
why.
belly button. I'm surprised she doesn't have bigger abs. Have I been out in the UK? I've been to loads of places in Europe, not really outside of Europe. I'm in Germany this summer. I'm going to look at some old Third Reich stuff. These people aren't very nice to me, but nobody's very nice.
Where's
in
the other
Everyone's
apostate? Clip her wings.
Where's the fucking god I wish that were me meme?
Yara. Demons are coming.
Yeah, I've been
Cut her down.
I've been to most countries in
She's
Europe.
one of them, Lev.
I haven't been to Italy yet in Western Europe, but like Portugal, Spain, France, Germany, Austria, Norway, Finland, Poland, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Hungary. I've all been to. No, Deeple, you can't play the game with the characters' faces blurred out. Don't know how you'd want to. He needs a slightly longer arrow there. He's overdrawing the arrow.
Watch your backs.
That'll be fun. With being lucky, it's if you're in Europe, it's pretty
Where are you
easy. I
going?
mean, even
Out of these
before
woods.
Brexit was even easier,
gotta
because
run.
you didn't need travel
Now.
visas. But yeah, you could literally just, pay a bit of money. It wasn't even very
Coast is this
expensive
way.
going to a lot of European countries. And you could just go to it. It's quite easy. Oh, get a spin. It's hammer time. Yeah, they won't know who MC Hammer is. The other hammer.
Les, they're all around us! That was the last of them.
You two okay?
Yeah. We have to keep moving before more come.
Alright, if you're one
Every
of those
direction
people
looks the
that's
same.
obsessed with
You sure you know where you're going?
grannies and whatever.
It has to be this way.
What the hell am I doing?
The fucking Abbey model was model. Yeah, you've got a very nice country though, New Zealand. I mean, it's fucking Hobbit land, isn't it? It's, where they filmed all the Lord of the Rings movies. So, like I said, it's one of those countries I'd love to go to, both Australia and New Zealand. But again, that's more expensive than
Those are fresh. Is there another way around?
If there were, would we be going this way? Come on, Lev. Get it open.
Move.
Go. I got you.
Most weekdays when I'm not at work, I stream normally about once a day. Although it does depend, obviously it doesn't matter again. I don't remember this scene in the film.
You! Are you wearing my backpack?
Amazite! Oh, fucking railway. Like, went into a place. Finnegan, yay.
Got it. You guys alright?
Yes.
Yeah, also, Rajiv, it helps that I'm playing, like I said, keyboard mouse. Because again, a lot of people like controllers, but I don't really like controllers. I mean, it depends on the type of game. Racing games, definitely I prefer a controller. Stuff like that, you know, if you weren't using full on, like wheels, or whatever you want to call it. But in terms of, you know, something like this, keyboard mouse is a lot better. I'm still pretty crap at the dodging kind of bit with that. Why is this game so violent? Because that's kind of the appeal of the game. It's a horrible post-apocalyptic thing where people horribly murder each other. This isn't, this is a pretty brutal game. Like, it's got a good story in that, like, but the story in that is kind of, I didn't realise there was a previous there. Yeah, he's taking the piss, Lucy. Jesting as in being a jester. He's joking with you. He's having a laugh. He's taking the piss, Mike.
Go on.
He's having a bit of banter.
How's the arm?
No, I completely forgot as usual because you have to send me a private message. Because like I said, the problem is when I finish streaming, I normally forget a lot about the stuff that's been mentioned earlier in the stream.
Are you... You need supplies. We're not out of the woods yet. Pun fucking intended.
What's a pun?
There you go, yeah, Sega, I keep saying it's a Sega, it's not bloody Sega. Vepr, the Vepr in probably 762 by 762 by 51, I'd assume. But, I won't do any upgrades at the moment because there's nothing I want to do, or I've got the parts for that I can do. But yeah, just look closely at that. Yeah, this is basically an AK, and I'm pretty sure 762 by 51 millimeter. Yeah, nothing dirty, Rajiv. It's just
Never
otherwise
seen
I forget.
scars going after scars before.
Seraphites.
What the hell did you do?
I shaved my head.
Fine, don't tell me. I really don't care.
With all those parts I just grabbed, was there enough to do a capacity upgrade for them? I mean, probably I'm going to be boring and say something like Armor 2 or something like that, where it's actually a mill sim. Stalker is pretty damn realistic with the weapons other than the railgun. There's even... Oh, I can do these things. Actually, I'm going to do stability on my favourite gun in the game. And then I'll save up to do damage next. I probably won't bother putting the scope on this. But, yeah, but probably just a game that focuses on being a mill sim. But yeah. Yeah, what was I going to say? Not Forgotten Weapons, Royal Armories did a video all about the guns in Stalker 2, and there's a couple that aren't realistic, like how they work, but nearly all of them are very, very good, like copies or whatever. No, it's not a Glock. I have to look up what it is. It's Glock-like, but is in it like another brand of guns that, like, did their own kind of Glock-style pistol. Because doing, like, copies of Glocks is pretty popular with loads of gun brands now. Firearms one is normally one I like doing, so I can go down the street, then I can get hunting pistol ammo, I can craft it. I really like the hunting pistol. I'll actually have a look for you and tell you exactly what this pistol is at the moment. This pistol. Ignore the Coke bottle silencer, but if I go into photo mode quickly while I look it up. So yeah, the pistol looks like that. I'll just take a screenshot as well, and I'll look it up. I have a feeling it might have been a Smith& Wesson, but it might not be. Yeah, I really like the rain ambience in this game. There's actually YouTube playlists of hours of just people AFK in the game with the rain ambience. So we want to have a look. Last of Us 2 IMFDB. Because if you don't know, the IMFDB is a site Internet Movie Firearms Database, which is basically where very autistic people go through everything in a bit of media to, ID all the guns and stuff like that in it. So, we want to look up the military pistol, I think it's called, don't we? Military pistol. It's a hybrid, apparently, of a Glock 17 and a Steyr M series pistol and a Karkow F. So yeah, it's based on 3 different guns all merged into one. So a Glock, a Steyr M9A1, which appears pretty Glock-like, and a Karkow F that appears almost identical to a Glock clone. So basically it's a Glock merged with 2 other companies that do their own kind of knockoff Glock ranges. No, the Beretta is Ellie's pistol. That is definitely a Beretta M92, or M9 or whatever it is. That is nothing like a Beretta in terms of if you're thinking of like the classic looking Berettas. Yeah, a few of the games like that. Guns in the UK, guns are like weirdly restricted, but not basically illegal other than pistols. I was saying that you could have a pistol like that, but you'd have to have a massive arm brace on it that's like welded onto it, so it ends up being like a little short rifle. So there's no point, because it's designed so that they're not concealable. But yeah, but this game's set in America, where there's guns everywhere. There's more guns than people technically in America. That doesn't mean. Oh, I should have looked at the box before I picked that up to see what the caliber was. Now, next time I find a rifle kit, some rifle ammo, I'll try and not pick it up so I can see the actual caliber of the ammunition. It probably says on the box, like 7.62. But I think you get the same rifle ammo for both the rifles, which means it would be 7.62, because I'm pretty sure Ellie's rifle is a 7.62 bolt action. Yep, John McClane's got an old Beretta. Yep. If the UK doesn't fuck over the blank firing laws again, if you're too young to watch Die Hard, you're probably too young to watch this game. This game's worse than Die Hard in terms of gore and violence and everything.
We're almost to the coast.
But yeah, if they don't make the blank firing laws work, I can get a Beretta M92 blank firer. But again, it's the thing where at the moment I don't want to buy any Italian blank firers in case they then are like, oh well, we banned the Turkish ones, we also meant to ban the Italian ones. So I've only got one Italian semi-auto pistol.
Stay behind me.
Yeah, I saw Die Hard when I was young. And at the time I didn't like gore, so the one bit I really didn't like in Die Hard 1 when I was young was when there's like the reverse window shot where he shoots the guy who owns the building or whatever in the head and his brains splatter on the window. I am going to count to 4, there won't be a 5, whatever he says. And now as an adult, I love gore in films to the point, I really like the Terrifier films. I'm like, wow, these practical effects of all these body parts and blood are really good. But as a kid, I was squeamish around blood, but didn't mind violence. I think because I grew up on a lot of like the old World War II style films where, like often lots of people get shot, but there's no gore. They weren't like Saving Private Ryan type ones. They were the ones where, like people just kind of went, grabbed their chest and fell over kind of one. So, yeah, I think the one that horrified me as a kid was on Her Majesty's Secret Service when the guy goes into the snowblower and all the guts spray everywhere. and I was kind of like, as a kid, especially because that was shown at like 1 p.m. daytime or something. Because most of the Bond films are pretty bloodless, the old Bond films. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, there's films like that where if you saw them as a kid and you're a bit squeamish, they would give you nightmares. Like I said, thankfully I did not see RoboCop as a kid. Um, Even though they did RoboCop toys, funnily enough. But yeah. Right, I'm not going to jump down there because that's probably the next area, isn't it? And that's shotgun ammo, not rifle ammo. Jump across there and I might as well trade that mostly intact fight for this. Oh, there's an infected I can see down there before I even...
Whoa.
Oh no, that was a good way of doing it. Before I jump down. Any more visible? Yeah, Red Dead Redemption. Red Dead Redemption is very good. I think at 6 you're probably a bit too young for that. Again, I played a lot of these GTA games as a little kid, even though they definitely weren't suitable for little kids. My parents are very strange with what they let me have, like, content-wise, and what they didn't let me have, if that makes sense. But there was some stuff I was, like, kind of thinking, like, why the hell, as an adult, would you let me view that as a kid? Where other stuff, like, was that they restricted was actually very tame. I think a lot of the time it was more how the media reacted to some of the things than what they actually had in them. Oh, I just taped them off the telly, Rajiv, with our old VHS recorder. So I just program it if there was a film on I wanted to see and record it. And skills, so I can slot you. Don't emphasize.
Now what?
Quite confident it's this way.
Quite confident?
You don't have to follow us.
You want me to leave you two on here alone?
Let's just get out of here.
I don't normally use a silencer on here, but it's actually quite useful in bits like this. I imagine if you're playing grounded difficulty, you'll definitely want a silencer quite frequently. But I'm not going to open that door yet. I'm going to have a look what else is around here. One of the best birthday presents I ever got from my parents growing up, along with things like a PlayStation 1, was my combined VCR and, like CRT television. It was one of those ones where it was a CRT TV, and at the bottom of the TV there was a tape slot with a recorder and player on it. Alright, see you then, Snoopy Bogan. So I could, watch VHS tapes on that TV, record stuff on that TV. Kids these days, all their multimedia things are spoiled, aren't they, Rogers? But yeah, back then, combo VCR TV, wow, that was the stuff. Then plug the PS1 into it via SCART at the back. And what I liked about that TV, the only bad thing was you could only record the channel that was currently on. You couldn't, like, watch one channel and record another. But what you could do is you could record yourself playing PS1 games by putting a VCR in, setting it to record, and just playing a game. So you could do very early, like, recorded gameplay that way. Yeah, I should be streaming quite a while today because I really like this game. Again, I'm already through this game story thing. I am autosave, yeah, 15 hours or so into this story thing. This is actually a long story, especially when you take your time and look at stuff. Do you know the sad thing is, Rajiv, that cathode ray... Oh, she grabbed the ammo automatically, I think, look. Cathode ray technology is pretty much unmakeable now unless people made lots of machines again that could make it. Because it's just so phased out now as
You open that gate,
a
right?
form of, like, manufacturing.
Come on.
There's just not a lot of the actual machines needed to make various components for
Your
CRTs.
turn. Watch that arm.
'Cause I'm not one of those people that think CRTs actually look better than modern TVs in terms of picture quality. I'm not like that. But I do think it's a shame when technology like that just can't be made.
He's stuck.
Fuck! Hurry up!
How editing out adverts.
How's it going out there?
I can't believe I trusted Scars.
Oh, out, out. Yeah, like I said, I'm not saying that all the technology is bad with CRTs. The refresh rate was generally better as well. But yeah, like I'm saying, I'm just not one of those people that thinks like it's a sin that we have nice modern TVs now. I should take it phone. If I could clear.
Now, now, now! More of them. Just
Well, the bit with Ellie where you have to
You're gonna
sneak
hold on
around
tight.
and stab him in the back a few times. That's it with David.
my arm.
I know. Focus on your breathing. In and out. Nice and steady.
Because the thing with Last of Us is the game that actually reminds me of the most is Manhunt, weirdly enough. In terms of like how some of the takedowns and that work. And the bit with David in 1 reminds me of when you have to kill Pigsy at the end of what's it? Oh, I see what you mean. The bit where you're defending.
the
Yeah, I
doors.
get that now. Yeah.
Make sure there are no infected.
Yeah, the bit that, like I was saying,
Try
it
the other
reminds me
ones.
of a lot is when you have to kill Pigsy at the end of Manhunt 1. And you can't kill him with a single strike. You have to keep finding, like, the little
Any
broken
luck?
bits of glass and sneaking up on him again. And you have to do that, like, 3 times. And then eventually he runs off and you get to kill him with a chainsaw afterwards.
Whoa.
But yeah, that is the bit that the David bit
Let's
reminds
get
me
inside
of
before
most. Like I
someone
said,
sees.
Last of Us reminds me a lot more of Manhunt than it does a lot of other games where people are like, oh, it reminds me of some post-apocalyptic thing. It reminds me a lot of Manhunt. Have you contacted Oliver Pierce Brosnan? I think he's very into that. Maybe he'd offer you a good trade. Because Pierce Brosnan is, as we know, the architect. Manhunt hasn't aged very well, Rajiv. Not as in, like, the content of it, because the content is still, like, the very good, brutal snuff thing with a lot of political commentary, but a lot of the gameplay hasn't aged very well. So Manhunt is one of those, yeah, you better phone him up, Oliver. But yeah, so like Manhunt, I would love if somebody had like the mod tools to make levels in something like The Last of Us, or 1 or 2. to remake, like, in this game engine,
Put that
all
in
of
his
Manhunt,
notes.
because it would work so much better. Because,
Lean back.
like I was saying, the thing is with Manhunt,
I'm gonna move
is,
it, okay?
like, the gameplay is a lot like this, but, you know, just a lot more, you die much more
Ready?
easily, you know, you pretty much have to rely on stealth kills, or, you know, if you're very unlucky and there's a single enemy, you can sometimes take them out with melee and lose a bit of health doing it. Manhunt is one of Rockstar's games they made in between, I think it was San Andreas and something else. Oh no, it was between Vice City and San Andreas, because there's Manhunt Easter eggs in San Andreas. But it's like one where you're like killer that's been spared the death sentence by like the filmmaker, and he's now making you go around like killing gangs of horrible people, like for his own
Thanks
snuff
for calming
film
me down.
collection. And if you don't know what a snuff film are and you're too young, thank God that you don't know what it is. But Manhunt out of Rockstar's games is definitely like the most screwed up. As in, it feels a lot more real than GTA. Like, you could actually imagine somewhere in like some hellhole country
This
or
area gets a
place,
lot of traffic.
you know, gangs being hired and like homeless
Whatever
people
shape
or whatever
she's
to
in,
be
Let's
used
get
in
out
the
of here by
snuff film.
tomorrow.
We'll be fine.
Yeah, this is that bit of music I was on about, Raju. If I remember later, you send me a message about what that game or film was you want me to check out, and I'll send you the track from The Last of Us 2 off the soundtrack,
Alright.
and the track I'm thinking of from
Owen.
Blasphemous that it's very similar to. Yeah, I think it's called Longing when I looked at the soundtrack. Oh yeah, I've got the CD now, and I've got my Blu-ray drive, so I'm going to plug that in later and rip it. Yeah, Manhunt 2 weirdly was banned in the UK or was heavily censored, but Manhunt 1 wasn't. Even though Manhunt 2 isn't really any more violent. So, not too long ago, I actually managed to play Manhunt 2 by just getting like a PC pirate copy to get around all of the bans, because the ban's still on in the UK. And yeah, it's not that great. It's like, I think the controversy around it made people think it was a better game than it was. Whereas, she reacts towards hitting her on the head, like Ellie does. Not as much. Whereas Manhunt, oh, she does a little bit. Manhunt, like I say, Manhunt 1 was actually quite a good and innovative game at the time. Manhunt 2 was just, oh, let's make Manhunt 1, but, like, more gory and less grounded in reality. It's just kind of crap.
Aquarium's right there.
Played Fallout Shelter, the
Let's do
mobile
it.
one, yeah. I think I've also got that on PC, but that's a bit pay-to-win Fallout Shelter. Although I suppose Fallout Shelter on PC would technically let you use something like Cheat Engine and get around all the pay-to-win mechanics. I haven't really played any of the God of War games. I know of them, and I've watched Mike stream one of the God of War games, which is probably the 2018 one, but I've never really played them, if that makes sense. It's like one of those games that never really crossed my radar to actually play. I must have healed for another medkit for that. Yeah, Manhunt 1, though, was weird here, because it wasn't banned, it just got an 18 certificate. But then there was a murder that had nothing to do with Manhunt, that all of the, like, press made it sound like Manhunt was what made the guy kill people. Or, like, kill his mate, and it was actually over, like, a drug deal kind of thing. But they made it sound like Manhunt was what made it did it, so there was, like, this, you know, fake kind of video nasty scare about Manhunt afterwards. Yeah, also, I think in Left 4 Dead there's toned down gore, but you get more guns to make up for it. So a really fun thing is if somebody from an Australian server joins you in Left 4 Dead 2, you still get all the gore, but you get the extra guns that got added as like kind of an apology from Valve because of the content, you know, locked. Same thing in Germany, I think, with Left 4 Dead, because like Germany has the weird thing where they like censor a lot of gore. So in I know Team Fortress 2, when you killed people, like gears and like bits of metal fly out of people rather than blood and guts. Alright, so I'll get super capacities or pistols. It has that fake stupid 6-round magazine. Which one's SF2? Sounds like a racing game, but... Or do you mean Street Fighter 2? Yeah. Oh, again, she picked the rifle ammo up without me doing anything. The only problem with this rifle is because it's quite a good magazine size, unlike most of the guns I was complaining about in this game, you actually can store quite a lot of rifle ammo for this. Oh, this is the bit from that, no return thing, isn't it, this bit? The container yard. I know where I am now, in no return mode. Right, if I find some ammo, I want to be not close enough to it that she also picks it up. Oh, good, a long gun. Yeah, 12:58 p.m. So yeah, or just 12:58, even if you're going off of what do you call it, 24-hour clocks, it'd be the same. Yeah, you're literally almost 12 hours in front of us, aren't you? So yeah, how's tomorrow, time traveller? How's tomorrow faring so far? What stuff's happened in the news yet we don't know about? How much more has the US stock market collapsed? Yeah, craft every item. Oh, what's the ammo now? I do love a good over-under shotgun though. I am a fan of over-under design. Climbing out a window or something. Yeah, I didn't know Diddy even went to jail. The baby oil bandit is back at it again. That usually affected by this thing, but my stalker's facing while I run around. Oh, I do have my silence. Although I'd need to hit that twice and not feel that hit. There's no stalkers who need to be around where I am. It does annoy me after the way she gives me. I definitely want to do a new game plus of this when I finish it, but I won't, Epstein isn't out, but I also don't think Epstein killed him. do it while I've got
No
the
sunset to follow. But at least there's a Ferris wheel.
But yeah, like you're saying, Rajiv, I absolutely love the rain ambience. Good for falling asleep to the rain. Rain is just comforting in your own time. Or in a game, you're not out getting soaked in it in reality. I love how the audio mixing is so good. The rain sounds different on various bits like metal and that you're under. If I do a stream with actual, like, using a webcam kind of thing, if I do a stream, you know, where it's like the selfie camera on my phone, I sometimes get 30 plus people watching. During COVID, I had streams sometimes with a few hundred people on. Like I said, when my channel was a lot more popular. But yeah, a lot less people watch the gaming ones, but normally there's a couple of people that always stick around for the entire stream just to chat. But like I said, I often like doing these streams just because if I'm going to be playing a game anyway, I might as well stream and chat to people as I'm doing it. But yeah, I might do one of them tomorrow. A non-gaming stream, we'll see. Because like I said, if I do those, it's better for my actual channel in terms of viewership. It's just that, like I said, sometimes I find these ones a lot more, you know, like comfy, you know, and just a lot more casual, which I enjoy. Rather than, you know, like having to quickly answer things because more people are asking you questions while you're trying to answer a previous question. Do you remember what video you found that on my channel, Reggie? Because like I said, because like people like Weapon Collector now, I've known for years on here, Rajiv, because I think even before I had this channel, I watched some of Mike's videos. So that's how I know him from like that. Was that, you know, I just chatted with him for a really long time, which is how we got to know each other, and I went to visit him a couple of times. Because you know, after you chat with somebody for a while, you can generally judge if they're an alright person or not. Yeah, I'm glad that stuff was helpful, Rajiv. Like I say, and that was the thing, is like, because I like doing the trip, I know a lot about masks. But yeah, because it's something that interests me, it was quite easy to just apply a lot of that knowledge to COVID about, you know, respiratory protection, because all that stuff was previously documented. It's just suddenly that actual information was useful rather than the theoretical, what happens if there's a gas leak somewhere. That's cool though, Rajiv, but yeah, like I said, I know, like I said, during COVID was when like my channel actually got recommended to people a lot. And you know, as soon as COVID was over, those gas mask videos just stopped getting recommended again. Oh, a coin. Alabama. Now, is the year at the top the founding of the state during the United States? Because I know the Kentucky one was a year later than the founding of the US, but I know Kentucky existed prior to the US, if that makes sense. Because you had the Kentucky rifle that was used during the US War of Independence. So, yeah, I'm assuming that those years, like after the US became its own independent thing, when they became states as part of the Union, is what I'm guessing those years are, but I'm bothered looking
Should be a
it up.
straight shot from here.
Ah, cool, yeah.
Oh, God!
Oh my god!
Fuck. Now what?
Is there anything worth grabbing at the bottom here? No. Oh, I get the crossbow in a minute, don't I, Rajiv? Oh yeah, see you in a minute.
Come on. It's right over there. That current's rough.
Oh, that's some rifle ammo coming up. So, oh, it says 220. What caliber is 220? I don't even know. .220. .220 Swiss. Oh, so that's technically a 22 caliber round. It's quite similar to 5.56 by the look of it. Okay, so that's weird. Okay, I didn't really even know about this round. So 220 Swift is like 5.56 but bigger. It's like a big. Oh, that is weird. It's a bigger cart. The actual like casing on it literally looks like 5.56 but bigger. But the bullet is smaller than 7.62. So it's like a super high velocity, basically 5.56 round. It came from 6mm Lee Navy. Okay. Sounds interesting. About 1,500 to 2,000 pounds of energy, depending on which load of it is. So yeah, basically, the 220 is like an even higher velocity 5.56 that requires very good bullet placement. Alright, you learn something every day. Okay. And technically this gun I'm using was never chambered in that round either, so that's kind of funny. But so for all stakes and purposes, it's like a more powerful 5.56. No, your head fell off. He's AFK at the moment. Snoopy.
In their sleep. Fuck.
What in their sleep? What, somebody killed him in their sleep? Yeah, technically it's carry going on. Schedule 1, I've seen it, don't really have any interest in it. Yeah, crossbow. Oh, it's loaded.
Okay.
Be careful, Dave.
Did you kill all those people? Nice. All right.
1977-01. So, JFK is John F. Kennedy, you know, the president that got assassinated in the 60s. But if it's something else, I have no clue. Yeah, I've heard people say it's good, but again, like I was saying, it's one of those games that doesn't really appeal to me. Oh, cool, actually, one hit. Cool, in the head. Oh, AFK, away from keyboard. So you're not at your PC, basically. It's a term used in lots of games just to mean that, you know, somebody's not currently, you know, at the PC. West Virginia, 1863. So founded during the American Civil War. Yeah. There, it looks like the world is looking at. Oh yeah, that's a barricaded one. So check behind the bar. I've been all the way down there. I just want to check that I picked everything up in that area. Well, as in it just wasn't founded, because obviously the white man didn't go to America until sort of 1600s, whenever it was. So prior to that, it would have just been Native Americans, or, you know, there had been people like settlers there, but they just wouldn't have declared it a state. It was more just as the population of the US increased in industrialization that things became formal states. Because obviously all like the Wild West stuff was when in the, like the west coast of the USA, that was like the much later states to be founded, like California and things like that. Can I go down? I was wondering if I could actually get into that bit of the ferry. So was that the bit of the ferry? Yeah, that is the bit of the ferry I was previously on, wasn't it? Yeah, very good, thank you, Height. Although I might be getting quite close to the sex scene now, which I'll have to skip over for YouTube because I don't want to strike on it, where Abby gets a good pounding from behind. I think that's coming up quite soon. Rajiv might be able to tell me if we're getting close to the bit where she gets the back door delivery. I don't know if it's technically the back door, but you know, I think that's coming up on the boat, isn't it? The little sailboat. Getting that up. Right, how to do at the end of that one. Alright, Steel Battle. So yeah, episode 1 of the series 2 of the Last of Us TV show seemed pretty good because I 1977-01. Yeah, that's the only annoying thing doing this on keyboard is sometimes it moves 2 at once. With the thing. Well, I just want to go a couple back and then, yeah.
Alright.
Ooh. Is that train manual? So just after I did an upgrade, there's a new branch thing. These are actually quite useful, so I'll start going down history as well. Yeah, it's the stupidly overpowered break action. I love this gun in the game. But yeah, this pistol is a stupidly powerful, and I did look it up, this is a real thing. It's a 45-70 hunting pistol. So basically, it's breaking the fourth wall a bit there, look. But yeah, it's basically like a huge lever action, like, you know, grizzly bear hunting gun in pistol form, so like a proper risk breaker. Because yeah, 45-70, like with the old lever actions, is like stupidly big with the old like Wild West cartridges. I know the text, not see your light anyway. Hello. If you're too young to know, like I said, you should be watching. Right, let's smash that clipper's face in. I don't think Owen uses any baby oil in this game.
Yeah, that's it.
Although, what was interesting before you came on, Hype, and I think it was when Rajiv was AFK, I actually looked at the ammo for the rifle box in this, so I thought it would just be 308. It's actually .220, and I had to look up what that was. And it's some bloody weird cartridge that looks like a bigger version of 5.56. Basically, you know, like a scaled up 5.56 case, but still a 5.56 bullet on the top. So, yeah, the guns in this, the rifles are in a weird fucking caliber, even though that the gun is actually modelled in 7.62 by 51. If you look at the magazine and everything on it, for the Vepet you've got, this, it's clearly the 7.62 one. If you look, it's harder to actually tell now. I've got the extended mag on, but with the the normal box mag on the bottom, when there's only a couple of rounds in it, you can easily tell it's the 7.62 one, not one of the rounds where it tapers the mag plate. So yeah, it's but yeah, .220 is weird. I had to look it up. So it's like a round from the 30s that essentially looks a bit like 7.62 NATO, but with a 5.56 bullet on it. And apparently it's one that's very controversial for hunting, because it delivers loads of hydrostatic shock, but because the bullet itself is quite small, you have to be very good with shock placement. Oh, yeah, hang on a second. Right, there we go, that's turned up. That might be a bit too high. Let me not quite turn it up that high. But yeah, it's because I've had to adjust the microphone a couple of times, depending on if I was drinking coffee or not. But yeah, thank you again very much for that audio setup you're going to send me. That looks really good. I didn't see if you replied, so I assume I was going to say I can plug it into the PC via USB, that Hi-Fi Man setup. Oh yeah, you said. Oh yeah, it comes with 3 port. Alright, cool. So yeah, you're sending me basically everything I need. Again, thank you very much. So yeah, that's great. It means I don't have to, get a thing that becomes the worst part of the setup. Yeah, that's the only annoying thing of this mic hype is, although it's a much better quality mic, what annoys me is for some reason in Steam and Discord, I think because it has to downsample the audio, it sounds worse than the Blue Snowballs, according to all my mates. Which is really annoying, because it's like, they're like, oh, this sounds like a shitty mic. And I'm like, it's not, because if I listen to it back on anything else, it sounds really good. It's just bloody Steam and Discord, for whatever reason, are like, oh, I don't think you need a good quality audio thing. Let's downsample it so it sounds fuzzy. Do a mic check. Well, I mean, that's a bit hard to do when I'm in the game. I can just alt-tab, can't I, into here. Right, so at the moment, it's going into the yellow a little bit. So if I turn that down to about here... No, again, it depends how loud I'm speaking of certain things. But if I'm speaking in this region, it's only just peeking into the yellow. So hopefully that's where I want the audio to be. Yeah, see, that's the annoying thing, Hype, is apparently, I guess the Blue Snowball is perfect for the VoIP quality. So it's that annoying thing where, if I use the Blue Snowball, it sounds quite good over VoIP. But if I use this one, because it doesn't sound as good, then they're whinging like, no, it's not a good mic, you're just deluding yourself into thinking it's a good mic, kind of thing. And I was like, no, because I can go into Windows, do the listen back to your mic thing, do a mic check, and it sounds so much clearer. But no, they don't believe me. There wasn't loads of tabs. There's 3 windows. If you mean the window going backwards, that's just because OBS is mirroring itself to the screen recording. Yeah, I've played pretty much all of them. Demon Souls is still my favourite, the original, and the Demon Souls remake is very good. Dark Souls 1 isn't that good, in my opinion. I know that's very controversial, but it's an unfinished game. The quality of the game massively goes downhill the further you get into it. Like, once you get to Anor Londo, like, the game's completely unfinished. Dark Souls 2 I actually liked, even though a lot of people don't like it. Dark Souls 3 is alright, not great, not terrible. It's good, but, I haven't really bothered replaying it. Elden Ring everybody likes, but I've never really 100%ed Elden Ring. I haven't completed the DLC either, even though I bought it. Bloodborne I've actually got, but because the performance is awful even on the PS5, playing the PS4 version, I've never actually got that far into Bloodborne because I just couldn't deal with all the FPS drops. Okay, if I move that even closer to my face, then there we go. With that stand. I'm just making sure I've got it in a position I can still use the keyboard all right. Right, if I... Let me just check the thing. Do I need to turn the gain down now? No, that still seems alright. But yeah, that's a lot closer to my mouth now, the microphone. But like I said, this new arm I bought for it is pretty good because it's one of those flexy kind of things where you can have it in a lot more positions than just sort of preset ones. Ah, very good. Right, cool. I'll leave it like that. Yeah, again, it's just getting used to it, isn't it? Because again, unless I'm doing an audio check myself, listening back to the mic, not just the thing, you know, I can't really tell the quality. Right, excellent. Yeah, so that again, it's weird having a mic that close to my mouth because I'm used to a lot of mics where they screw up if you have them close to your face. Utah. That's the Mormons, isn't it, Utah? I think. Salt Lake City, that's Utah, isn't it? Oh yeah, thank you for reminding me. I need to reinstall that now. And again, thank you for gifting it
Let's
me.
try this
But
again.
now I've got hard drive space, and when that other thing you send me has even more, well, actually SSD space, not HDD space, I can actually have a load of games installed again. Because yeah, the problem is, like I was saying before, until I got you know, some more storage space, is just because modern games are getting so big, I can't actually have that many on my system at once. I've got headphones with a mic on it, and the
Need to try the
quality is
next level
awful
up.
compared to this. Because again, most gaming headsets are not high quality audio. Like when I've tried using the mic on this, I immediately know when I flick the mic down and use it. It sounds like this when I talk. Sounds like the fucking thing from Jerry Jackson. Welcome to Mel Gibson's Safari, mate. It sounds like that. And I know you can get headsets with much higher quality mics, but even then, like my really good quality Turtle Beach one, and like one of the good Turtle Beach ones, not one of the stupidly overpriced ones, you know, one of their genuinely good models. Even then, I like the mic that's built into that headset, but it's not. You can't have a little arm mic comparing quality to a proper studio desk style mic. Again, if those mics were great, you'd get everybody using them for like podcasts and everything like that, and they don't use those for a reason. Yeah, again, hype. It's like saying it's like one of the annoying things with my mates is some of those use those, and some of them are okay-ish. But it's then I get annoyed when they criticise me for having a better audio setup, and it's like, no, like you're saying, it's just the VoIP stuff wrecking it. It's not like my stuff is way better audio quality than yours, but you know. And again, I don't think they're doing it to be mean. I think it's the thing of, like I was saying, that if for some reason with VoIP, it seems to work, you know, voice over IP, it seems to work better with lower quality mics for some reason, not better ones, I guess because of compression. Yeah. I just want to tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. Never gonna give you up. And that's as much as he said. So I don't know what comes after that. I mean, in reality, I do. Obviously, I do know the words weirdly enough to never gonna give you up, Rick rolling, but you didn't write them in your comments, so I can't read them out, can I? I might be misinterpreting otherwise what you were gonna say. Frank Sinatra's microphone, dancing all alone. That's like one of those misdone ones based on the video. Ninja bartender. No, I'm not going to sing it. Because also I might get a copyright strike. Stop spamming the chat with the word sing it. Oh, how long have we got? We've got an hour and the US stock market's open again. There's, you know, the man that knows... Oh, that's a low-res texture compared to all the others in this game, look. That's the problem in games when all the textures are good, is the low-res ones stick out like a sore thumb. Look at that texture there. Christ. Oh, that sounds really good. I mean, I'm gonna have to re-listen to lots of like lossless audio with something like that. Because, like I said, every time I get a headset that's slightly higher quality than the last one, I always really like listening to certain bits of music on it. Because I know just from a few years ago that when I got like a headset that was way better than my older one, with a lossless recording from something, you could hear people's chairs squeaking in the background for like an orchestra recording or something. Yeah, that sounds quite interesting. Like saying, yeah, I've noticed before with good quality headsets, even if it's nothing compared to what you're sending me, where like, yeah, you can sometimes listen to music and slightly hear the creaking in the background, like chairs of the orchestra and stuff like that. But yeah, like I said, that would be really good having a good quality thing. Because like I said, so many games now have such good audio quality in that, that you know it would be really good. And like you're saying, part sponsored by the Chinese government. You know, I love Xi now. But that's the funny thing is, it's like I said, China just genuinely existing and not starting trade wars with a country now is making China a much better partner than the US for everybody. It's quite funny. Yeah, he did Thriller, didn't he? The music video for Thriller. Also did the soundtrack to the Italian Job, Quincy Jones. We have a really, really old hi-fi system somewhere, like a 1960s, 70s one, you know, like the turntable on top and everything. Oh, I'm getting close to where I think I have to skip the cutscene for YouTube that's coming up, unfortunately. Because I'd like to watch all the cutscenes in this game replaying it as well, but unfortunately I think female nudity and a bit of backdoor entry might not get me in good standing with YouTube. I don't actually know if other streamers have had to skip the scene that's coming up.
I know you're there, Owen.
I'm going to look around before I go in. I don't know if I can even go in via the front door. I might have to go around anyway. But yeah, I saw a thing where some Americans were complaining about the fact that China is now cozying up to Europe, and they're saying like, "Oh, China shouldn't be allowed to cozy up to Europe because we don't like China, so let's tariff the Europeans even harder till they come back round." What's an SA scene? Is that sexual activity? I don't know. Why would you have it? Because it's a game for adults and it fits in narratively. Because when you say SA, I keep thinking you mean South Africa. Oh, crikey. No, it's not South African. I'm South African. Right, Ibby, I'm going to slide in your back door. It's not really good South African, but, you know. I'm going to smash your back door in, Ibby. Now, it's not assault. It's a, like, boyfriend or on and off boyfriend. She's into it. The sexy time. But yeah, it's like the whole thing with America at the moment, you know, even though we're not in the EU anymore in the UK, but just with how it's going in general Europe, it basically seems to the US like it's like the whole abusive boyfriend thing, like, oh, you're leaving me because I wasn't nice to you, so now I'm just going to beat you up or something. That will make you come back. Well, we're going to skip the scene in a minute, unfortunately. And like I said, unfortunately, just because of YouTube. Oh, it's like poetry. Abby's having to sneak through the back door,
Hello?
back window. So Owen's going to go into a back door. It's like poetry, it rhymes. Oh, there's a skylight here, I think.
Maybe?
I already had one person I got rid of right at the start of the stream hype that was saying, can you blur the faces out in this because I don't like that there's trannies in this game. Because although you wouldn't get very many women as muscular as this, especially Natty, there are definitely women that are as muscular as this, I've seen pictures, but, you know, it is one of those things where it's like, in real life, you know, this isn't the whole tranny thing. Like, shut the fuck up with these people. Oh, actually, I probably want to go this way, don't I? Like that.
What should I do for you?
There was actually a side little place I found on the Ellie run that I didn't get into before, which actually required quite a lot of very clever breaking windows and re-throwing a cable to, like, hoist your weight up on the thing. Which I thought was actually pretty clever. That, you know, they'd done a, you know, like, quite a good puzzle bit that was a completely optional one using, the physics, like the rope physics. And it was actually one that, you know, was a lot more complicated than any of the ones you actually have to do in the story. This, like, little additional area where you found some additional loot on a note. Or does that not reach? Oh no, it doesn't reach it. Like walking a dog that doesn't want to go somewhere. Yeah, that person didn't say they didn't like trannies, but again, I'll say trans people because I don't want to be really offensive. But again, it's people just don't shut the fuck up about this in this game about it, and it just gets so tiresome. It's like, I'm playing the game and enjoying it. I don't want this constant culture war bullshit, you know, when you're trying to enjoy a game. It, you know, that stuff really does annoy me. Northerner means, it means somebody who comes from the north. Well, specifically north of the UK, you know. Hi up, lad, I'm Northerner, you know. I'm from Yorkshire. I'm not doing a southern accent then. I'm from Yorkshire.
Okay, your pack's here.
Yeah, literally everywhere in the UK has a slightly different accent than everywhere else. Hi up, lad. I'm Fred Dibner. I'm gonna dismantle your chimney. I keep doing a fucking, like, farmery accent there. Like, the Somerset one when I want to do Northern. I don't know why. It's because one of my mates, is originally from Yorkshire. He can just slip into a really, really good Yorkshire accent when he wants to. You know, where he'll be talking to you and he'll sound quite naturalised around here. And then he'll suddenly start doing the, you know, oh, you're right, Pete. You know, start doing all that. Speaking of, there's a thing I need to send hype after the stream, if I remember. The Yorkshire fucking Raven. Have you seen this, Rajib? There's, I think it's at Leeds Castle. There's a raven that mimics human speech. It goes, "You're right, love. You're right, love."
Hey, Owen?
Ah, Muchley. You're getting out this year. Yorkshire Raven, yeah, literally a raven near Leeds Castle. I don't know if it's one that was part of a bird display or it's just one that, like, turns up for food. And it started mimicking people like a parrot, and it has a Yorkshire accent now. If we were talking about people, the mental capacity of an 8-year-old sounds bad, but when we're talking about birds, it means they're really
Owen!
smart. I mean, sometimes you can talk to Americans and you don't know what they're saying because they're American. But, yeah. sort of look around everything here in case I miss any little bits of scrap or whatever I can pop up. Yeah, I've seen like the videos of like Corvid family animals using tools as well to problem solve, like chimpanzees and things, where they can like add like stones to water things, can't they, to raise the water level to get at stuff, and like fashion little branches to get into things as well. And there's those ones in Japan where they drop like nuts and things, don't they, on the level crossings or whatever, then wait for the lights to go red to pick them up so they don't get squashed. Nah, that's alright. If you've got a speech impediment, that's not your fault. But, yeah, like we were saying, though, what, Garden of Eden Creation Kit? Is that the thing they rebranded the Skyrim and, Oblivion level editor to for,
Hey, you in there?
just the Fallout version? Because if so, it's the exact same tool, they just renamed it to Get rather than, like, whatever the level editor was called for, Skyrim. Alright, there's the boat where I'm going to get bummed, so I'll have to skip this cutscene. Because like I said, I don't want to get a strike on YouTube. If there's any important dialogue, I'll wait till he's just about to give her a good time, and then I'll skip it. Because, like I said, I don't want people to miss out on other bits of the story. It's just because I'm on YouTube. I don't think I can show,
Owen?
you know, nudity and, inappropriate things. It's a good life on a boat.
That's fucking cruel. Isaac sends you after me.
He didn't.
Right, just to check. If I press escape, yeah, I can skip cinematic.
What is all this?
Gotta take her apart.
Yeah, it is a like
Fix her back up.
ex-boyfriend sort of thing hype. So
That's it.
there is a reason. It's not just some lucky guy that gets
Awesome.
death by snoo snoo.
Pass.
Suit yourself.
Danny's dead.
Figured.
That seat's lower res as well.
You want to tell me what happened?
For you?
We were cleaning out a small camp. It's just a couple scars, and hit this one on the head hard. And he goes down, and his weapon's right there. And he doesn't go for it. Instead, he turns to me. And he's old and tired. He was just ready.
Yeah. Crashing a boat with no survivors. They expect one of us in the wreckage,
Got a lot of
brother.
scars.
That's not that big for a yacht.
And
Snoopy.
this fucking guy. I couldn't do it. Of course, Danny gets in my fucking face about it. I told him I'm done. He can do it himself if he wants. And he points his fucking gun
The
at me.
boat rises.
So I grab it, and then
Why would you shoot a
First
man
I
in
didn't
the
even know
Why
which one
would you
was for
shoot a
Sean.
man in the head before throwing him off of a boat? We're quoting The Dark Knight. Misquoting The
defended
Dark
yourself.
Knight Rises, whatever it's called. The
Stop.
famous
I can
awful
fix
plane
this.
scene at the beginning.
I'll talk to Isaac.
I am tired, Abby.
I mean,
don't
Abby is
wanna fight
definitely
over him,
Bane.
and I don't give a fuck.
Looking at her, she does look like Tom Hardy, kind of. I mean, not facially, I mean, just built like a brick shithouse.
I'm going to Santa Barbara.
To chase a rumor?
I've heard it more than once.
The Fireflies aren't regrouping. They're gone.
Dr.
It's a lead.
Pavel, I'm WLLF.
I gotta see it through.
Was getting depressed part of your plan. Yeah, there's so many bits of modern media you have to watch with bloody subtitles now because
about
they
Mel?
can't balance the audio properly. I haven't even actually seen Tenet.
She'll be safe here.
Okay. We'll talk in the morning when you're sober.
Don't do that.
Do what?
Treat me like I'm fucking insane. You feel the same way.
If the Fireflies are in Santa Barbara, I go the opposite fucking direction.
Because there's nobody else around, Snoopy. I'm not sure, Hype.
What?
I know he did Dunkirk and that, as well as all the Batman films, but I don't know much about him personally, like what filming
Sorry I
techniques
grew
he
up.
uses. I know I'm just not.
You should try
I think he's a bit overrated for what he is. Like, there's some of his films I've enjoyed.
Oh yeah, how
He's
do I do
definitely
that?
not one of those directors that, you know, like, is anywhere near as
Try to
good as I
find the
think it's a
people
lot
that
of
killed
people
my
think.
family.
Like, well, at least
Cut
personally, in
into
my
'em.
opinion, you know, sort of things. I'm not really ever excited to see any of
Torture
his
them
films.
until they're crying, you know? Abby.
Right, this is where I better skip it. We found out she likes it rough, though, haven't we? That turns her on. Right, skip cinematic, yes. Ooh, am I gonna have to? I might have to skip this cinematic as well because I think that might not be censored though. I can't remember about replaying it. I can't really do that on a live stream. I think this is the one bit of the game I didn't stream last time. Like, you know, I finished the stream just before this bit began and started the next stream afterwards when I streamed the entirety of this game, so I didn't have to worry about any of those bits. I said I'm not a prude who cares. I'm just saying it's because it's on my YouTube channel and I don't want a bloody strike.
Shit. Need to get them out of there before it's too late. What the hell am I doing? They're fucking scars.
Oh, it's like I've said to you before, Rajiv. It's like I don't dislike his Batman films, but I just think the Tim Burton ones are better. I mean, I'm not even a massive fan of Batman. Is it Batman Returns? Like my favourite one is out of all of his ones is was it just the original '89 Batman with Jack Nicholson and like the Danny Elfman score and everything. I really like that film.
Okay.
But, you know, it's a bit, the rest of them. I think he only did the second one, didn't he? Like Batman Returns. And then I think, was it Batman Forever and Batman and Robin were different directors, weren't they? Wasn't it somebody Schumacher or something? Joel Schumacher or something? I can't remember the guy's name. Even though I actually do like Batman and Robin, just because it's so campy and fun. What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age! Even though that's not true, but whatever. Ice to see you. Yeah, I get what you mean. Like, it doesn't feel organic and sort of actually... Yeah, I get what you mean. Wasn't that the complaints people had about Hitler's paintings? That it seemed like kind of like an incredibly precise, like, painting, but not something that, you know, was actually, like, done with thought and love kind of thing. Oh, no, that might have been YouTube censoring it. I was on about the famous Austrian painter's works of art. That might have been though, because I moved away from the mic rather than it censoring what I was saying. Mr. Adolf H. But yeah, sorry, that's the only problem with this mic, is it's very easy for me to lean back in my chair or whatever, or move a bit, and then, yeah, the audio quality goes down. This is a very nice painting. You know that guy. I think the angles are also meant to be thing. I've seen his paintings, and he's not actually bad. You know, I think one of the biggest mistakes in history was just not letting him into art school. No, you can't be a moderator. The people who are moderators are people that have been chatting with me for years on this channel, so I know they are. No offense, it's nothing to do with you. It's the fact that, you know, they're people... I on purposely don't have many moderators, specifically for the fact that, you know, they can be held responsible. Yeah, this is that same container yard, isn't it? From the one from the previous day, the bit I've just done. Hello? You did not let me into the art school. So now something very bad is going to happen. Oh, I might watch later on Civil War that's on YouTube, Alex Garland's Civil War, because like I said, I haven't seen that, and I like Alex Garland as a writer. I haven't seen many of his things. Did he direct Dredd, or did he just write Dredd? I can't remember. But yeah, I need to remember to check out Civil War while it's actually on stream cutting. They are in this game, Snoopy, but they're not. That's Dina, Ellie's girlfriend. Well, I suppose stability would be good for this, so I can aim it more accurately. Although, I kind of want the scope first for the crossbow. Yeah, the one that has nothing to do with like Marvel Civil War or Avengers Civil War, whatever it is, but the one that's about like okay, so Alex Garland wrote Dredd but didn't direct it. Yeah, like I said, I haven't actually seen it. I know loads of people complained it was some like lefty film or whatever, and I've never seen it. But like I said, the actual writer behind it is the one that wrote 28 Days Later, and quite a few other famous films. He was the director, Alex Garland. So yeah, like I said, so I'm meaning to watch it, and because it's actually on Prime at the minute, I don't even have to go to the effort of downloading it. So yeah, I'll try and remember to check that out a bit later this afternoon. Or this evening or whatever. I mean, the ideal time for me to watch it is straight after this stream, pretty much, because the problem is, if I try and watch a film in the evening, that's where most of my mates that work during the week are back from work and then want to play games. Yeah, it's a real shame with Dredd, because Dredd is a great film, but it's annoying that it got screwed over because the studio didn't advertise it properly or whatever it was that went wrong with it. Mama is not the law. I am the law. Oh, I guess this is the bit of fence I jump over because the barbed wire is at the top, maybe? Or do I squeeze for a little bit? I suppose I'm not meant to be squeezing down there. But yeah, like I was saying, is the thing of America is there's even more dictatorial stuff going on in America by the day. Oh, I see. There's a bit here where it's higher ground. Because have you seen now that Trump started legal warfare against every journalistic thing that isn't Fox News, like MNS, NBC, or whatever they're called, CBN, all those. He's now doing a thing where he's basically just trying to keep them in constant court battles and not letting them report, like ask press questions and stuff like that. So we have the censorship of the press. We've got him deporting people to another country without due process. You know, I bet he's not going to leave at the end of his term if he's still alive. And the funny thing is, a couple of years ago, I wouldn't have believed any of this stuff if you said it about Trump. I thought he was just going to be that clown president for a bit longer. Oh yeah, he was defending Putin's airstrike
Don't come any closer.
yesterday, you know, where they killed like 30 women and children in, I can't remember which city, was it Sumi? When they were going to like some sort of Easter church service. And Trump was like, oh, Putin told me it was a mistake and I believe him.
What's she doing?
Yeah, of course all these targeting of civilians by Russia is a mistake. But I suppose with Trump, when Israel does a similar thing, that's absolutely fine. You know, it's pretty strange, isn't it, his way of thinking, but...
I want to move your arm. Lean into me.
Where are you taking her?
Come on.
What are you doing?
I'm giving her a chance.
Owen! Owen! Hey, Owen, wake up!
I'm here.
Those scars?
I need whatever medical supplies you have.
Ow! Put the phone down, it's okay!
it down!
Alex, shut up!
Alice,
Put the
stop!
phone down!
What the fuck?
Alex!
Lev, lower the bow. It's okay. Abby, who are these kids? They saved my life.
Sadly, that's how I get some money for my channel,
Can you
Steel
take a look at
Bathoid.
her?
I'm not manually inserting them in key moments. It's just,
Stay out.
you know, when it does them. But it's automated by YouTube.
This is
Like
your
I said, I need those essentially to actually get anything back from these streams.
What
I
did
mean, I
this?
enjoy chatting with you lot, but you know what I
Hammer.
mean in terms of any income.
It wasn't me. Let's lay her down. Can you feel this?
Also, I know a lot of people don't know this with
Yeah.
YouTube. A lot of ads now on YouTube happen regardless of if the
I was gonna
person's
clean it and try
monetized or
the
not.
bone's shattered.
So basically, you'll get ads on everybody's channels, and if they're not monetized, YouTube
compartments
just
in
takes
there.
100% of the money. Whereas
What
with
does
a
that
channel
mean?
like mine, I'm at least getting a cut of it. But because there was a lot of channels for a while
Means it
that
has
did
to
have the
come
good
off.
principle, you know, if they could afford to do it,
She's a
of
soldier.
they weren't
You
having
can't take her arm.
monetization on their channels, so there
We
were
leave
no
it, it'll
adverts
turn
full stop.
gangrenous.
So YouTube's basically done away with that now. It's
Just
either
make it stop
you get a cut
hurting.
of the ads, or
Please.
you get nothing, but the ads are going to be there regardless.
What do you need? Ideally, a saw, sutures, clamps, antibiotics. But
I mean,
we're
I
far from
actually
ideal right
personally
now.
pay for YouTube Premium because as
Yeah,
much as a
knives,
load of people say, oh,
fire,
you shouldn't do that, the amount of stuff I watch on
cauterizer.
YouTube and then don't have to put up with
She would die
adverts
from
is great.
infection.
And with YouTube Premium, I know when you give
Make me a
somebody a
list.
view, it gives them a
I'll go to the
couple of like
hospital, get
pence
whatever
a
you need all
cent
day to get
per
there.
I
view.
don't mind.
So
It's
it's
not
kind
about
of,
you
you
and
know,
me. She
if
doesn't have a couple of
it's a
days.
better model of using YouTube essentially.
What if I can
But
get
again,
you there
it's
in 2
completely up to you
hours?
if you want to do
The
something
Wolf
like that.
Hospital,
But
right?
YouTube Premium is one of those things I
On the
do not
west side?
regret paying for, just because of the sheer
Oh.
amount of content I watch on YouTube.
We built bridges high up.
No, you
It's
didn't offend me. I'm just
how we
saying. I'm
get around
explaining
the
why they're
flooding
there.
and you people.
Can't you handle 2
Yeah,
hours?
with YouTube Snoopy, the whole monetization program
Probably,
YouTube
yeah.
has is that
So make
the
a list.
adverts that are on channels,
Wait,
in
are
theory,
you serious?
the money a bit
These
of the money
bridges are
goes
used by
towards the
scholars.
channel.
They only send in small groups at a time.
You heard that? Small groups.
This isn't a joke.
Liv?
May she guide you.
May she protect you.
Abby. Abby.
Right, you know what? Bullshit.
What?
Will you... Did you steal my keys?
Sorry.
Can I talk to you?
Talk?
Why are you doing this? Look, she just showed up.
Okay.
I don't think she knows about last night.
I don't care about last night.
Well, I do.
Which one?
Hope you know what you're
Yeah,
doing.
the ad blockers are actually one of the reasons Google is trying to stop you using them on the Chrome store. You know, and like, you know, officially being able to use them because they lose money through people using ad blockers. That's why they're trying to stop people using them full stop. Again, like I said, I'm not going to recommend you use one or not use one. It's completely up to you.
Yeah. We were lucky Mel was there. She's one of the best surgeons in Seattle.
Mel. What's his name? The man?
Owen.
Mel, Owen, Abby.
And the dog's Alice.
I don't like dogs.
How do we get to the really tall buildings? The bridge is there.
Path ahead kicks out toward downtown. The really tall buildings. You gonna be able to get us the rest of the way?
The route starts at the edge
Imagine
of
a
the Russian
girl like
border.
Abby. She just turns up,
Get us there.
has sex with you, and then leaves. And then in the next day, she's like, "I don't
These
care. It
bridges
was
are
a
really
one
gonna
night
get us
stand.
over the
Get
rapids?
over it." She was
Yeah.
basically definitely the man in most of this stuff.
All of
isn't
them?
she? I don't mean that in a
Yes.
tranny sense. I mean,
In just a couple
she's
hours.
the more masculine one. She wears the
I'm
trousers.
not lying.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think there's any working ad blockers on phones other than, yeah, like I said, YouTube Premium. You can watch YouTube with no adverts whatsoever on YouTube Premium. That's the thing I'm actually going to recommend more than anything else is YouTube Premium, because I use it myself and like it. It depends how much YouTube you watch. The more you use it, the better value for money it is.
is.
Right, I've been
That's the
streaming
building we
about
need to
2
get to.
hours now, but I'll stream a
Okay,
bit longer.
I see it.
I don't think I'm going to stream all the way to the Rat King on this
What happens if
today.
we can't get
Like I
this
said, I'll
stuff
probably
with
play more of this
evidence?
off stream, but
She'll have to try to do the surgery with what Owen has around. It's not... That wouldn't be good.
Do you think she'll make it?
We get the supplies. Yeah, she'll have a good shot.
that's actually that person. There aren't any trans people in this game at all. But technically the closest to that is Lev. Because Lev, although it's not been revealed yet in the plot, isn't actually a boy, it's a girl pretending to be a boy to not get sexually abused. So there you go. But that's woke, according to some people. Yeah, orbital dropship troopers. Yeah, I like the Halo games. They weren't like my favourite series of games, but I do like Halo. Nevada. Well, it's both ways, Steel Battle, I was saying earlier. There's both the stupidly over-the-top woke stuff, and then there's all the culture war people that keep bringing it up when it isn't relevant. So you have both things that are stupid, you know, like I was saying, that you have stuff that is woke for the sake of being woke and it's crap, and then you have the people that keep bringing up stuff that's about stuff being woke when it's not even relevant. So, you know, I find it like that. It's like most media I don't care about, but there's people who keep bringing up, you know, like they'll keep going, oh, look how woke this is, when there's not really anything woke in it. So, you know. Personally, I don't really watch any media that's on purposely woke for the sake of being woke.
You know how to swim, right?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna fall in.
I like that confidence.
Yeah, Snoopy. Yeah, it's late, isn't it, where you are? Or technically very early in the morning in New Zealand. So time traveller, have a good night, good morning, whatever. Because like I said, I'm 12 hours behind you. I mean, you should do the insider trading with us. You should tell us what's happened tomorrow on the stock market, so we can pump and dump today. Seeing as you're in the
See if we can get to the
New
top of this
Zealand.
building. You've been to these sky bridges before, right?
Yeah,
You think we're gonna see a lot of scars?
Seraphites. I don't know.
You gonna be okay if we do?
I was yesterday.
Yeah, but those guys were hunting you.
They're all hunting us.
Oh yeah, I definitely won't go off actually saying that before 4:30 because I want to see in 20 minutes what happens to the US stock market. I think most of the other ones have been recovering ever so slightly, but not to a good degree, since Trump paused some of the tariffs and, you know, hasn't been as done with them. But seeing as you have him who's going to completely do, you know, like, might change his mind at the drop of a hat one day, you can't trust the US economy anymore. Yeah, again, that's the funny thing, Hype, isn't it? With a lot of, like, the sci-fi stuff, is it makes more sense probably just to have an actual landing ship that takes off again. Like, so with Helldivers, it'd make more sense to drop them off via Pelican 1 rather than you know, dropping everything in with Hell pods to then just take him out with a ship. You think you just do it both ways, but whatever. It's a cool science fiction thing. I'll do the funny voice. Whoever turns up, I don't care who you are. I don't care if they're wolves or seraphites. Oh, whatever the fuck, just save me, please save me. I'll do whatever you want. I'll cut my face. I'll shoot up some Fedra shits. Who gives a fuck? I can't die here. I don't want to die here. Please help, please help. They're gonna find me. They're gonna rip me apart. Oh my god. I don't even know who that note was from. They're eating her. And then they're gonna eat me. Oh my god. It's Snoopy Bogan, not Snoop Dogg, yeah.
Watch the glass.
Oh, there he is, look. Nah, he just shot himself. I can't die here. I'll make sure I do it myself. Oh, the funny thing is in Helldivers, when you're actually playing on the bot planet, you keep seeing the super destroyers getting blown up by bot orbital cannons anyway. So yeah, that's the funny thing is when you're playing against bots compared to bugs, the Helldivers losses are absolutely horrific because their actual big ships are just getting shot out the sky. I'll stream tomorrow, but at the moment I don't know if I'll stream this or just do a camera stream. I might do a camera stream just because of the fact that, like I said, more people watch those. And like I said, I've streamed this entire game before, so if I play a load of this later today, and you know, I might end up finishing this tonight or tomorrow.
Getting closer to your tall building.
Yeah, like you're saying, you'd have to decelerate at a sensible pace, not even a really stupidly fast pace, or else the deceleration would still keep it as well. Oh, some not Space Marines. Space Marines I've dropped.
How long have you two been on the run for?
2 days.
Where were you headed?
I don't know. Just away.
So you're gonna tell me the real reason why they're after you now?
I did.
They want to kill a little boy because he shaved his head.
I wasn't allowed. It's a rule. I broke it.
Jeez. So why'd you do it?
I don't know.
Pretty punk rock of you.
Punk rock?
I get the impression you don't follow most rules.
Oh. I guess so.
Yeah, I've streamed this entire game before. You can go back on my channel and watch the streams of it when it came out on PS5, this remaster. I need to get some lunch as well when I finish this stream. Bottle of vodka. Right, I need to find the safe combination though, that should be somewhere here. I don't want to leave this particular room yet, like apartment yet, in case the safe combo is around here, and then I can't get back through the door when I leave. Although if I haven't found the note so far, it's not going to be in this apartment, is it? So check every room. There wasn't any other notes were there except that one. Good. It looks like I can come back into this apartment. Right, let's not go downstairs. Let's see if I can get into any of these. Right, those all closed off. We're actually going upwards, aren't we, rather than downwards? Again, am I going to be able to get back through there? I assume that's just the corridor I came out of through there. Yep, okay, so that's not any different. Is there anything I can craft where there's an extra bottle there? I think that's worth crafting. Okay, yeah, I reckon if I go down there, I can't get back up. So the safe combination, I reckon I must have already gone past. Oh, it's an arrow. Can I backtrack out the window again? I probably can't go that way. No. Oops. Right, okay, so surely the combination must be somewhere nearby. Because normally the combination isn't in a bit from a few areas prior.
Cool. Huh. How long you been using that thing?
My bow? Since forever.
You're good with it.
I should have seen Yara. Why did they do that to her?
We can be cruel.
My mom would say that. About wolves.
Well, she wasn't wrong.
I'm scared for her.
Why?
People will blame her for what I did.
Yeah, see, I reckon if I jump down there, there's no way back up after that. So, because the safe's there, I definitely don't want to go down there yet. That's the only thing, I don't want to miss what's in the safe. I'm sure there must be some clue around here I've not found yet. So the flats of number 301 to 308. Just in case that's anything to do with it. How many digits is it as well? 6-digit safe, okay. So 3, so let's do 30. Yeah, that annoying thing trying to do it by keyboard. So 301, and then so 10 would be the next one, wouldn't it? 301. Oh, is it 301, 308? Yes, so 301, so 13. Again, I don't know if this is a combo at all, but no, so it's nothing to do with that.
That was it.
Okay. I mean, I could just look it up online, but I don't really like doing that. I like finding the things legitimately in this. The only number on this is 302. It's not... Oh, did it say flip then? Ah, there we go. Oh, combo is our apartment number, then your apartment number. For some reason, the flip thing didn't come up before. Okay, there we go. So, our apartment number and your apartment number. So if I flip that back over. So these are 302. And the other people... The girl next door. Okay, so I'm assuming they don't mean across the corridor, they mean... So it'll be 302 and 304. So 302, 304, let's try that. So 30 is the first one. Then 23. And 04. There we go.
All right.
Alright, good. Yeah, that'd annoyed me if I missed that save. But yeah, it was just because annoyingly I didn't see the thing to flip the piece of paper. Right, 5 minutes till the stock market's open.
Shit.
I'm going to put my watch on charge as well, I remember. What I meant to keep doing with these streams is put my watch on charge and then start a stopwatch on it. So I can easily see how long I've been on, but I always bloody forget to do it. Out on charge now. Yeah, no point doing a stopwatch now because of the fact that I know I've been on about an hour and 20 minutes because I started a couple of minutes after 12, so at least today it's quite an easy time to remember.
Gotta get through there.
I will just have to break the glass that one there. Bounce this off the roof.
Watch it!
Yeah, I like it in game, but in reality, I definitely want that as a short rifle, not a pistol. Because yeah, and again, you're going to lose a lot of the velocity advantage by having that as a pistol rather than just even a short barrel rifle. That's the annoying thing. Oh, I stealth. Yeah, I know they're over there, Lev. It's just that I can't actually do stealth here. I suppose I can do this. Silence one. Too close to the Is there another clip that's going to come out? Unless I got the other clicker using, is
You
there only
okay?
one clicker?
Yes.
No, I know it's a clicker that got me, but I thought I already got one. But
How many Seraphites have you killed?
Why?
Curious.
I don't know.
yeah, I am not an armory. But yeah, it's like, have you seen the Forgotten Weapons videos speaking of that on like the really short barrel 7.62 rifles? You know, like there's the HK one that's essentially like a G3 that's smaller than an MP5, or like the size of an MP5. Again, yeah, and again, it's like, that's the thing. They said it's like, it's literally like having a concussive flashbang going off in your face. And like, you're losing so much of the velocity of the round anyway from essentially not having a barrel, that the whole thing ends up being quite pointless. Like, some special forces use them for a while. But again, I think they're literally the ones that then just decided having, you know, a 5.56 carbine was much more efficient than having, what those things were. Yeah, in reality, I imagine most guns like this are kind of gimmick guns that, you know, you'd buy if you have a load of spare money and just wanted them. But again, I don't really see what purpose they serve. Because again, if you had 45-70, it would make a lot more sense as a short barrel little rifle. Like, you know, like the OG lever guns that it was actually in. Because, like, that's the point of that sort of round, is it was that, you know, like, it was, either in a carbine or full-length lever action rifle for use against bears, you know, and things like that. Not putting it in a pistol where you'd lose most of the advantage. Just concuss yourself and nearly break your wrist shooting it. Again, it's like, yeah. Oh, it's even with most pistol rounds, like you're saying, I know 44 mags is a lot more powerful than most pistol rounds. But even with like 9mm and 45 ACP, it performs way better out of most SMG length barrels than it does pistol barrels. Yeah, and the cylinder gap, like you're saying with that, yeah, so you end up getting a load of flash and losing a load of energy from the cylinder not being against the barrel as well. So technically, if it worked like a Nagant revolver, it would be alright, wouldn't it? Because you'd then get the, yeah, you'd get the cylinder literally pressing straight up against the thing, which is why you can suppress the Nagant revolver. But yeah. There's a lot of calibers that make a lot more sense in different ways than they're often done. Like, I can understand, like, 38 Special and 357 out of, you know, a revolver with a relatively short barrel just as an absolute hand cannon of a self-defense thing. But there's definitely diminishing returns of a lot of revolvers and, you know, auto mags when you go above a certain size. Like, again, I think the reason 9mm is so popular in most countries in the world is just you can have something that works quite well out of a pistol-length barrel, you know, and fit quite a lot of rounds into a magazine. There's probably no point, you know, going beyond that. Like, again, I don't think it's bad that these guns exist for people that want to waste their money on them and enjoy them. But yeah, a lot of these rounds make a lot more sense. As we were saying, there's a different... You meant to be climbing up there? It wasn't the downstairs, was it? Why you know. No, that's like an elevator that's out of commission. Oh, stock market time. Hang on. Ding, 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 ding. Let's see what's going on with the, The S&P is currently up 1.6%. The Dow is up about 1%. So until Trump opens his mouth again, it might be all right.
That water's picked up a lot of speed. I need you to be really careful, okay?
I've done stuff like this before.
God damn it.
Who is he?
I don't know.
Isn't he a wolf?
There are thousands of us. Do you know every scar?
Stop calling us scars.
Sure.
Oh, so when she says there are thousands of us, that's why as Ellie you can kill so many of them, and it, you know, that they can be faceless mooks. Alright, cool. I'm not going to be on massively longer anyway, Hype. I'm just going to find a good place to end. I can't remember how long this bit goes on before you get to the rooftop bit.
This where we're supposed to be?
Yeah. This building will take us to the building next door.
Let's see a steel batoid. Yeah, that's going to be roughly where I end the stream, I think, when I get to the rooftop. Like I said, I'm getting really hungry now, so,
What the fuck?
let's have a room. Wondering if I could get in that room, or if that's just, like, one to make the, place look visually like there's more going on, kind of thing. There's no, like, little ledge to walk along there, is there? There's a hole in that roof.
Oh god.
I had a cousin who was afraid of heights.
Good for your cousin.
Yeah, I wonder how easy that would be on keyboard compared to controller, because with a controller you have to keep doing the thing, I think, like balancing. With keyboard and mouse they can't really do a balance control unless they tie it
Here we
into
are.
having to move the mouse left and right. Right, I'm assuming the floors there were just decorative ones, the bits I couldn't get at, rather than being ones I could squeeze through somewhere.
Follow me.
How much higher are we going?
You're gonna be okay.
It's a lot, isn't it?
Yes.
Show off.
It's not that hard.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna probably eat one of my MREs I've got. Might have a Thai green curry MRE. They're quite nice. I've got stuff in the freezer as well, but I haven't fancied any of
This
that
way.
recently. Like, sometimes I have periods where I constantly have
How do
stuff
we not
out the
find
freezer
these?
and that, but
Wolves never look
recently
up.
I've been enjoying
What
the
does that
kind of
mean?
dried
It
MRE
means
thing.
no matter how many people or guns you have, we'll find a way around you.
Maybe you should stop saying we, since they're trying to kill you.
away, Lily!
He's got a blade! On your left!
Yeah. Maybe they'd kill you for that. Maybe that's sort of a thing you're not allowed to be. Unless they're inclusive enough to give you like a little handheld whistle you're allowed to use, like a dog whistle.
I know you're out there! There you are!
Right. Hit her through the wall at that. Frick.
You okay?
Yeah.
Let me help.
I got it. Did you hear what they called me?
Yeah.
Do you want to ask me about it?
Do you want me to ask you about it?
No.
Okay.
That's all this stuff search. The bodies for any ammo. That's some more pipe bombs. Right, up I go.
Whoa. Scars built all this?
Seraphites.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. It's pretty cool.
What's cool?
Like, impressive. Awesome. Oh, that's kind of pretty.
Protect them.
I wonder if your prophet had any idea what she was starting.
She saved dozens of people in ways no one can explain.
She blew up trucks and killed some soldiers. Not that hard to explain.
Have you read her writings?
Skimmed some?
You'd benefit from it.
Sure.
All hail the monolith. Another gun bench. Do I actually have enough stuff here to make good use of it? Let's have a look.
What are you doing?
Just give me a second.
So I could do the stability upgrade to this now. Also do stability to crossbow. Okay, let's do stability to crossbow first. Suppose if you like scoped guns, the Abbey bit's more fun than the Ellie bit because you can have a scope on the hunting pistol, the crossbow, and the sort of combat rifle, whatever you want to call it, the Vepper. Whereas with Ellie, I think you can only have the scope on the hunting rifle. Got anything else I can use tape for before I leave this area? No. Again, that's an annoying mechanic in this, is if you can't, when you get the thing, craft like 2 of an item, you can't craft it if you've only used 1. There should be a way of just like manually saying, yeah, I want to
go
waste
first this
resources
time.
and craft another one.
Seriously, how high up are we going?
Never seen before. My condolences for your son. It's an honor. He's with our prophet now.
We're under.
Whee, there he goes. I think this is the map that was the other one they added to No Return the other week when they released this on PC.
It's the apostate with a wolf!
Not quite in range of my swing. Yeah, the free maps they added is this one, the Streets one, which is a bit of Ellie Seattle Day 2, before you get to the houses bit where you get sort of chased downhill when you're going after Jesse, that bit when you think he's Tommy. What was the other map they added? Oh yeah, the school one from Ellie Day 1. Wasted 2 arrows. Wasted all my arrows. And I need to use a med. Definitely need to use a med kit in a minute. Right, let me jump all the way back down here and hope there's a little bit more I can. Yeah, I said No Return is really fun. It's a really good thing if you want to play a little bit of the game with its combat mechanics, not, you know, replay a load of the story or whatever. Oh, fuck you, Lev. Knocking me out the way like that. You see that? I was just lining up my shot and he rammed into me. She rammed into me, whatever.
I hear a medic! Down there!
see if we can do it without him screwing it up. Ammo on any of these. Nope. I have a brick. I can brick another person again. There's the one that's looking at me.
Got you! Abby!
I'm gonna go down there, see if there was any
Fuck these
body on that,
scars.
ammo.
Seraphites, whatever.
Yeah. Fuck them.
Never heard a Seraphite cuss before.
That's my first time.
Yeah, but I'm not in EST, am I? I'm in the UK, so I'm in GMT. I think it's GMT +1 because it's summer. So it's only 10 to 3, yeah, it's only 10 to 3, as in PM, so 1400, nearly 1500, that's not late. I went to bed quite early last night because I was absolutely shattered after work last night. I went on to play some games with my mates, and then after 2 games we were playing some Cossacks, which isn't even that intensive of a game. I was like, yeah, I'm out, guys. I just really need some sleep. Is that Eastern Standard Time? What's that, like East Coast time in the US? The guy that was up late was the one that was in New Zealand that was on the stream earlier. Yeah, I'm not up late, that's what I'm saying. This is middle of the day here. This isn't late. This is midday. You know, time zones are different. I'm not in Australia or whatever, like the other guy was in New Zealand, where it was like up at a couple of AM. We're only like 5 hours ahead of you or whatever on Eastern time, so we're not late.
See a way out of here?
Maybe we can get in that way.
Yeah, if I was in Asia, or like Australia or somewhere, then it would be late. But at the moment, the UK is only a few hours ahead of the US. So, yeah, if it's morning for you, it's afternoon here. If it's afternoon for you there, it's evening for us here. Like with West Coast time, it is a bit different. It's like West Coast time, if a game releases like afternoon to evening West Coast time,
Where to now?
that's where I normally won't bother playing
Wait,
it
let me
for the
guess.
next day kind of thing.
Up.
Yes?
Yeah, you're high as hell, that explains it. Like I said, if I talk like this, mate, then I would be up late, but I'm not talking like that, am I? Yeah, he thinks we're Australian. What we did you doing up so late, Reggie? Yeah, no worries. Don't worry about it. I'm just saying, yeah. In the UK, we're not that much
that
ahead
an
of you
elevator?
time zone wise than America.
Shit.
Yeah, 5 hours I think East Coast, isn't it? 7 hours West Coast, I think, is the difference.
Can I give you some advice?
Oh my god.
Just think about the good parts too.
The good parts.
Yeah, like you run faster. You're more focused. You don't feel pain as much. Every bad feeling, your palms sweating, your heart racing, they're all signs you're actually strong. So when you feel afraid, you should think about how your body is getting ready for what's coming.
What, genetically
Only
modified
when weak
something or
will
other.
I carry my true strength.
Right, I'll do the bit across with the crane, and once I've gone to the other building and we're starting the descent on the other building, that'd be a good place for me to stop the stream. And then I'll have been on literally 3 hours by that point streaming this.
That's a profit thing?
Yeah.
I thought you were anti-electricity and all that sinful old world stuff.
There are exceptions. Especially for soldiers.
Yeah, these guys
That's
definitely
convenient.
remind me of the Amiga man. The man of the wheel. He has the stench of oil and electrical circuitry about him. When you said GMO, I thought you meant genetically modified plants, whatever they're called. Aren't they called GMOs?
So, you like this prophet even though her followers want to kill you in her name?
She wouldn't want any of this. Her writings don't have violence in them.
You should tell that to your people.
We weren't stoning or hanging people until after she died. They're taking her words and twisting them. Read the text.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds like a lot of religions, that, doesn't it? The actual basis of the religion isn't too bad, but then the people are like, oh, I'm justifying doing this in God's name, just murdering people and doing whatever I want. Ah, okay. Yeah, didn't know that. I'm not really a weed person. Said don't have anything against people that smoke it as long as they ain't smoking it and driving and stuff like that. But it's just never been a thing that I've really found that interesting. I've tried it a few times, you know. Like I said, every time I've tried it, it's either been all right or made me a bit paranoid. I've never, you know, it's never been a thing I've really sort of enjoyed or disliked. It's just one of them. So yeah, all power to you if you enjoy it, mate. I think if a lot of our politicians were stoners, we'd have a lot less wars, in
Windy
all
up
honesty.
here.
There is that.
What the fuck is that?
That's the bridge.
Lev!
Follow me.
Fuck!
We'll go slow.
I don't know if I can do this.
It's not as bad as it looks.
Okay, so they are just going to use WASD to balance. Oh, there's a bird's nest.
People cross this regularly?
Yeah,
You're lying.
I'm not. I mean, it's not the most popular route.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Try not to look down.
That's a good bit of advice. Try not to look down.
Shit. Oh fuck.
Like I've kept
How
saying
you
before,
feeling?
every time I play this bit or
Waiting
when I
on all that
watch Mike
true
stream at
strength.
Weapon Collector, is if I was having to do something
Cool.
like this at a massive
What?
height, I would crawl
Never
along.
mind.
I wouldn't walk where you put the most pressure on your feet and you know you're higher up for the wind to knock you off balance. I would literally crawl.
What's going on between you and your friend Owen?
Oh my god, Lev, now?
It seemed really awkward.
Just go!
Yeah, I definitely, like I said, if I was definitely on a high up thing where I had to balance like that, I would just scream. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I wouldn't complain to anything like that if it was
Come
free.
on.
Can we take a minute
You
and be
know,
impressed by me?
what the funny thing about
Not yet.
420 is though, because the other guy that had a birthday
come
on
here, I'm gonna hug
420, you know, Mr. Dolph.
Why?
So that's the funny thing with 420
Why?
is I always,
You'll see.
Oh my god.
oh my god,
Why am I doing this?
there's a jump up there. 420 plays it dark. Take a lane, please, stop. You haven't replaced it. Yeah, he was, but just not into weed.
Holy
He was
shit,
into
Lev.
It's gonna
amphetamines
be
and
okay.
morphine.
Eyes on me.
Shit.
And he had like full testosterone and all sorts of other shit as well. Because yeah, his doctor gave him like one drug to balance out the other, didn't he? He was first given loads of amphetamines because he liked staying up all the time and doing stuff and being active. But then because he was getting super paranoid and like jittery, they gave him opioids to calm him down. So he was on this like insane cocktail of like uppers and downers. So yeah, Abby, you should just crawl here. You'd be a lot less at risk of falling.
How are you not terrified of this? And don't quote the prophet to me.
Heights never scared me.
What does?
The ocean, dogs.
Holy fuck. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Almost there.
Shit.
Hey,
I don't
look,
think he was on
it's in the
cocaine,
hospital
because I
now.
think
fuck.
Nazis
Oh,
basically
fuck.
couldn't get cocaine, which
Focus
is
on
why they
me.
were so into meth.
I can't do this, Lev.
Because it was a
can't
similar
do
kind
this.
of upper, but
Yes,
they
you
couldn't,
can.
get real
can't.
coke.
You're going to. Come on. True strength.
True strength. True strength. Okay, you're almost there. You can make it. Careful. Careful.
But like I keep saying, if I had to ever do
Almost
anything
there.
like this in real life, I would crawl along it.
Alright.
I would not try and balance standing up or like crouch walking.
Come on.
I'm dizzy.
Abby! Hold on.
Hold me up. Hold me up.
Oh, that's a bit where I missed falling. Oh, I'm surprised I didn't die once doing that, because I think when I played this on controller, I fell off like 4 or 5 times. It's definitely easier actually, I think, with the keyboard and mouse, because they make it so like you just, once you press it a little bit in one direction, you go back to like the middle stage of balancing. Whereas with a controller, you have to put just enough pressure on the stick not to overdo it.
You ready?
Yeah, I'll be ending the stream any minute now, because like I said, I've been on 3 hours at this point. I'll give you the exact amount of time I've been on. Hang on a second. 2 hours. Oh, only 2 hours and 41 minutes. I thought I'd been on longer than that. Or is the timer on YouTube a bit broken? Oh, 2 hours 55 minutes.
Okay.
I'll do another 5 minutes, just so I've been on exactly 3 hours, or just over 3 hours. Just because I don't know what the
I see
longest
now.
stream I've ever done is, but I'm
I don't
tempted
know.
just like I say, do one
What do you
so
mean?
that's really
This is
long.
the right building, but
So
I've never
you
been to
know,
this
like
part
just
of it.
saying, just so it, on my
Bridge
stream
drops us off
statistics,
at the
it's
back
like,
of
oh,
the
you've been on
building.
over 3
This
hours.
is new to me.
Okay, well. Let's see if we can find our
Anything
own
in the
way
bottom
down.
of the swimming pool? Or can I dive here? I can dive. Oh yeah, there's a coin here. I think I didn't miss that. Guess I have to be on the thing to see that coin. Dry land. Mostly just Twitter, which is how I had to communicate with people other than people like Rajiv, who thankfully did it when I got hacked. But yeah, my Twitter should be in the description, or X, whatever you want to call it. So, I don't use it loads. I more do it to do announcements if YouTube doesn't share something properly. Illinois. Yeah, I don't think that's the first time I've ever found that coin. When I do a new game plus of this, although I won't be streaming it, I'm quite tempted to look up, you know, a guide to finding everything so I don't miss any of the notes or things like that, because, like I said, sort of, you know, I've played this game quite a few times now, so it'd be quite nice if I do a new game plus to actually look up a completionist guide so I don't miss anything, because it's not like, you know, I haven't played it a load of times anyway. And because it's 20-something hours long, this game, you know, I don't want to miss something and then have to go back and find it.
Is that the worst of it? We got off lucky.
Maybe it wasn't luck.
Maybe it was.
Some wolves believe in God. I heard them pray.
Well, I don't. If I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die for me.
Then what are you doing here? Why did you come back for us?
Guilt.
Of what? You don't owe us anything.
I just needed to lighten the load a bit.
Right, I've just moved the mic a bit closer to my face again because of the position I'm sitting in the chair. That's the only problem with streaming so long is not my arse, but like the very toxic sort of bit of my back is going to sleep now, even though this is quite a comfortable chair. You know, I do need to get up and have a walk about. It's like if you're in a car for too long. So, yeah, like I said, I will definitely be ending the stream in a few minutes. I just want it to go easily over that 3-hour mark, so it's, you know, I don't stop it in YouTube's like, oh, you streamed for 2 hours and 59 minutes. I want to, make sure I'm streaming for long enough it counts it as 3 hours. Right, a nice view. Keep thinking there's like placemat looking things and notes. Right, look for the Wi-Fi code to get into the safe. Not really an office, it's more of a cleaning cupboard. Oh, yeah, this is the hotel, isn't it? So this is where there's all the infected on the lower floors. 12/18/79.
I did it.
Oh, unlock every safe. Cool, I've actually found every safe in this run then. Seems a bit early to be the last safe in the game, seeing as we're Abbey Day 2. You'd think there'd be some safes on Abbey Day 3, but whatever. But apparently, yeah, I've now found every single safe in the game. That was an achievement I didn't have before. Little kettlebells. 20 kg, 24 kg. Oh, they've resized the models. They shouldn't have done that. Because if they resized the ones where they're next to each other, look, I can see that those should be more like a 12 kg or 16 kg kettlebell. The 20 kg was the right one. Then with the 24 kgs, that would be heavier, because I've got a 40 kg kettlebell, and that looks about the size of my 40 kg kettlebell. I've also got a kettlebell right here. You can't see it because it's on thing, but yeah, this is a 12 kg one. I'm just going to hold this to reference. So the 12 kg one is a bit smaller than my head. So if we line up Abby's head with a kettlebell. I know this isn't a very good science, but I'm just interested. Technically, again, that 24 kg is way too small, because if her head is, yeah, like that. Again, these kettlebells aren't to very good scale, unless they're not made of actual proper iron like my one is I'm holding up now. Normally they're always cast iron kettlebells. That back down. And 12 kg isn't that heavy, it's just that where I'm trying to sit in my seat and not move any of my other muscles, that's quite difficult. Oh, again, it's just where they've probably done it as a reference thing, Rajiv, and then, like I said, they're not to size reference. Because again, with lots of games, they change the size of models, so you know, you scale up the models in the like in-game engine once you've like molded a 3D model, so you don't have to do loads of separate models, But the problem is then once you sort of do them slightly out of context, if it's something like that that lists how heavy it should be, it breaks the immersion a little bit. Yeah, it's like where Mike, when he's playing the game Weapon Collector, he always looks at the height of dartboards because he likes playing darts, where I think a dartboard's always meant to be 6 foot up. And so, in some of the dartboards in this game are fine, others aren't. So it's that funny thing where, some dartboards have been hung at the height they would be hung in reality. And I suppose in a game you could always have the excuse that the person didn't know the height they were meant to do a dartboard at. But,
Here's our way down.
yeah, it's
We get
just,
to this
again, a
gate,
funny thing a bit like that,
the
where, it seems weird they get it right a load of the time, and then other times the dartboards are just mounted at really weird random heights.
Just a body.
One of yours?
No. Check out the clothes. Here. Looks dark down there.
Oh, I see how this works.
Had orders to clear out this building. Lev, are there infected in this building?
We always take elevators down to the bottom, so I don't know.
They're allowed to use elevators. Unknown technology. He's got a ripped FM12 or S10. Let's have a look which one it is. If the drinking tube is at the bottom left, that should be an S10. Technically. Although it's got the fabric straps of the FM12, but yeah. Technically that would be an S10, judging by where the drinking tube thing is. Because the FM12 has it at the top right, the S10 is bottom left. I have to always look behind me at my FM12 to remember which way round they do the drinking tubes. There are other differences as well, but that's one of the easy ones to tell if they've just done both models in the game. I'll go down that way. Dev doesn't have a gas mask though. I'll just get a picture of Abby's gas mask before I go off.
Spores. Masks on.
Because I think
I
this
don't
is
have
a
one.
Swedish Forshida.
Do you guys not believe in gas masks?
We were on the run.
Let me see what I can find. Stay here. Back up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is a Forshida,
All
but
the
it's
way.
like the military version that has the drinking tube up.
If you die, I'll be stuck here.
I promise
sure
I will
praying to
never
make it.
die. But yeah, I'm pretty certain that's the Forshida.
Okay.
Again, another mask I really like. Although, again, they've fucking got a missing bit there where there should be a thing to stop you breathing in through the side. So... get some pictures. Again, they never have top straps, any of the masks in this game, for some reason. I'll just see if I can get a closer look when she's gone into different
Gas
animations.
mask. Gas mask.
The thing where she doesn't reach to her face. Right. Yeah, there we go. Right, maybe that will let me get a bit closer to her face. Not really, but yeah, let me just have a look before I go off. Because I'll finish the stream now, because I've definitely been on over 3 hours. Oh, they call it the Skeed Mask 90, don't they, in military parlance? Something like that. It's like Sky DD Mask 90. Because I've got the F2A4, which is the civilian one, whereas the military have like the one called the Skeed Mask 90, which I just think is means like Gas Mask 90. Yeah, okay. The drinking tube's in the right place, so that's definitely modelled on the Skied Mask 90, the Forshida F2 or whatever it's called. So the eyepieces look just about right. The nose looks a bit different. The bit is definitely right where the drinking tube is, even though that should be a bigger circle. Like the circle on the real one is just like a much bigger circle, like the S10. I'm going to send Rajiv a picture of this when I go off the stream so he knows what I'm on about. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Like I said, I've been on over 3 hours now, so I'll go back to the thing. But yeah, that's one of my favourite masks I own. I have to find where I got it stored. I think I know where it's stored, but out of all the masks I've got, it is literally one of the most comfortable. Yeah, hopefully they get the right equivalent masks for the show, but in the first series, they didn't have many bits of spores where they actually put masks on, did they? Anyway, checkpoint less than a minute ago, that's fine then. Right, yeah, have a good day, everybody. I'm just going to quit